15 Things You Should Never Do in Brazil. With its exotic charm and fiery culture, Brazil is a gorgeous country that is just waiting to be explored. As the largest country in Latin America and the fifth largest in the world, Brazil offers travelers an intoxicating blend of exciting festivals, astounding wildlife, stunning beaches and incredible food and coffee. Before you book those flights, get yourself travel ready by knowing the 15 things you should never do in Brazil. Number 1. Don't speak to the locals in Spanish. One common misconception about Brazil is that it is a Spanish-speaking nation just like the rest of its South American neighbors. In truth, Brazil holds the special distinction of being the only Portuguese-speaking country in the region. Learning a few simple Portuguese phrases isn't difficult, and it will help ease your way as you communicate with locals and explore the country. Number 2, don't make the OK hand gesture. For would-be tourists to Brazil, pay close attention. That OK hand gesture that most of us are fond of using, making a circle with your thumb and finger, does not mean the same thing in Brazil. In fact, it means something quite offensive and very rude, so if you don't want to accidentally offend anyone or be swarmed by angry Brazilians, best stick to the thumbs up hand gesture in their country instead. Number 3, be careful where you swim. There are 3 good reasons to be careful where you swim in Brazil. The first is some waters are polluted. Secondly, some regions have exceptionally strong waves and currents which pose a high risk for anyone that enters the sea. Thirdly, Recife has an unusually large population of bull sharks, placing it in the top 10 of the world's most shark-infested beaches. Always check with a lifeguard at any beach before you swim. Number 4, don't wander alone into favelas. Brazil's crowded and colorful favelas look interesting to explore, but doing so on your own is never a good idea. It's important that you ask the locals for advice first when it comes to moving around their city. Visiting tourist centers to get information, and to learn about where is safe for travelers is a must when you're new to the country. Number 5, don't forget to use sunscreen. When you're packing your bags for your Brazilian getaway, make sure you don't forget one important thing: sunscreen. Whether you pack it or buy it when you get to Brazil, sunscreen is going to be one of your best friends, especially if you're pale and burn easily. Number 6, don't be impatient on the roads in Sao Paulo. Brazil is one of the worst countries for traffic in the world, and the situation in Sao Paulo is more dire than anywhere else in the nation. Sao Paulo, Brazil's most populous city, is home to a staggering 22 million people, most of whom converge on the roads on a daily basis. Being impatient or getting annoyed at the situation is not going to help you travel faster, and it certainly won't dissipate the traffic. Number 7, don't visit Brazil from April to October, if you're looking for beach weather. Travel experts in Latin America agree that the best time of the year to experience sunny, beach weather in Brazil is from December to March, when temperatures rise and festivities from the Christmas season and the carnival season in February kick off. Going to Brazil during the right season will make your beach holiday worth it. Number 8, don't forget your vaccinations. The vaccine for yellow fever is highly recommended before coming to Brazil, especially if you are visiting the Amazon, where there are a multitude of dangerous species that could be poisonous or bacteria and virus-bearing. Brazil is a tropical country and therefore is home to a lot of mosquitoes, so check with your doctor before you go. They may recommend a vaccine for dengue or other mosquito-borne diseases. Number 9, don't flaunt your valuables. Most people who have traveled to Brazil recommend that you take extra caution when it comes to handling your valuable items. As with any country, there are parts of Brazil that are unsafe, especially in some areas of Rio de Janeiro. A simple rule will help you here: don't flaunt your valuables or flash expensive things like jewelry around. Number 10, don't visit the Christ the Redeemer statue on a cloudy day. Even tourists who are not religious still enjoy visiting the popular site, which is also a great place to witness the incredible vistas of Rio de Janeiro. One huge tip: Check the weather before making the trip up to Mount Corcovado. If it mentions anything about being cloudy, take our advice and plan your visit for another day when clear skies abound. When the clouds are in the sky, you won't see anything up there, and the trip could be a waste of time. On a clear and sunny day, however, the views are spectacular. Number 11. Don't leave your bag on the ground. Brazilians believe that if you leave your bag on the ground, you are guaranteed to lose money and will be unlucky with finances. In fact, this superstition is so prevalent in Brazil that you will rarely see locals put their bags on the floor. Take a leaf out of their books, place your bag on the table or chair instead and keep your finances safe. Number 12. Don't leave through a different door from the one you came into. Another well-known superstition in Brazil that locals still believe is that one should not leave through a different door from the one they used to go inside. Apparently, doing so brings about bad luck. When visiting a local's house in Brazil, don't forget, exit the way you entered. Number 13. Don't get intoxicated and rowdy. While you absolutely must have at least one caipirinha, the national cocktail, while you're in Brazil, there's no need to get overly drunk and rowdy. Brazilians are a fun bunch of people who love to party, but it is not in their local culture to overindulge in alcohol and become unruly or raucous. Number 14. Don't swim after drinking caipirinhas. So, you've followed our advice and indulged in some refreshing caipirinhas, good for you. But if you're relaxing on the beach in Brazil and you're feeling a little tipsy, make sure you sit down under some shade, rest and drink a lot of water. Indulging in a few drinks before getting into the water isn't a good idea, even if you are a strong swimmer. Number 15. Don't withdraw from a street ATM. When visiting Brazil, another good bit of advice is to avoid the ATMs on the streets at all costs. If you need to withdraw some cash, opt to use machines inside malls or establishments instead, as they are preferable to using ones out on the roads, which leave you exposed and ripe for thieves and pickpockets.